Bring your feet about sit bone distance apart at the top of your mat. Hands to heart center or alongside your torso, whatever feels more comfortable to you. Close your eyes, find your breath. And take a moment to step out of your head, step into your body. We do this every Friday afternoon. Out of our heads, into our bodies. Transitioning to the weekend, as always. Although I don't know what that means anymore after COVID and quarantining and all the rest of it, but hopefully we can have some kind of a weekend soon. Slow the breath down and find a way to really activate your inner strength. Allow the outer body to become more open, more receptive. Allow the inner body to become more supportive, more of this inner organization that we drape our outer musculature around. And then if you haven't already, bring your arms down alongside your torso. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears, the chin up a bit, the crown of your head rooting toward the heavens. Root down through both feet. Draw the sit bones down toward the ground, not to tuck under, but simply to take that overarching out of your back, just in case it was there. And take 3 more breaths like that. A little more activated, a little more alive in the physical body, but still not tension-filled, not trying to do this pose with our outer musculature as much as we're simply trying to, again, drape the outer body around this inner, this internal organization. Now go ahead and open your eyes, sweep the arms overhead, take a long in-breath. Exhale, bring your hands down to your thighs. As you touch the thighs with your hands round the back, draw the belly button in and bring the chin into the soft part of the throat. Inhale, extend, and exhale, round. One more time, inhale, extend. Exhale to round. Roll all the way up. Sweep your arms overhead, take an inhale, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, reaching up and opening up. As you exhale, this time swan dive, but bend your knees a lot. Place your ribs onto your thighs, and as the crown draws down, your arms will draw up. Inhale, sweep the arms forward to come into an Utkatasana. Exhale, ribs to thighs, arms reach back, crown draws down. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, almost into Uttanasana, but the legs are still bending. Your ribs are still touching your thighs. One more time, reach up and dive forward. Hands come to your thighs. Round your back up while still holding your out breath. When you're ready to inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Little mini back bend if you'd like. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. This time, let's reach up and take the swan dive, keeping your legs as straight as you can at this point. Quads are strong, abdominals, as always, getting stronger the lower we dive. Feet are about sit bone distance apart or even wider here. Fold in. Inhale, breathe your ribs away from your thighs. Your neck is neutral, the crown draws forward. Exhale, breathe your ribs back towards your thighs. Your crown reaches toward the ground. Inhale, extend the spine. Tailbone in one direction, crown into the other. Exhale, as the crown draws back down, the sit bones will continue to draw towards your heels so that we don't overstretch our hamstrings. One last time, take that in-breath. Elongate through the sides of the torso from hips to armpits as well. Again, your neck is long and neutral. Exhale, fold, allowing the head to come even closer to your big toes. Root down, reach the arms out. Hold your exhale as you begin to rise. Inhale, Take your back bend. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Good, reach up, inhale. Moving into A series now, exhale, dive. Inhale, extend the spine. Hold that extended spine position. Make sure the neck is neutral here. And from there, jump back or walk back to a plank pose. Hold high push-up. Deep in breath. Exhale, lower slowly, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Remember, we're keeping the neck neutral. Exhale, extra push-up if you want to, and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward onto the pads of your toes. Staying in your body, exhale, heels down. Feel all of this. Inhale, roll forward into a pike, and way up onto the pads of the toes. Exhale, roll back onto the heels, pushing down through the heels as you lift your toes, if at all possible. And one more time, rolling forward. Make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders here. Exhale back. And then a full breath in and downward facing dog. Strong exhale. Once you are empty, please hold empty. Jump forward or walk forward. Inhale as you land. Exhale, reach your head closer to your toes. Use your abs to pull the ribs closer to your thighs. Keep your hips stacked over your heels. Sweep the arms out and slowly, slowly rise up. Take your back bend as you inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, quad strong, abs strong, lower slowly. Pouring your torso over your thighs as you empty out. Inhale, shin bones continue to move forward as you breathe your ribs away from your thighs. Plant your palms, jump back or walk back. Exhale, slowly. Let's stay right here. And exhale, hold in high plank. Inhale, lift out of your shoulders. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Elbows draw back, the heart pops forward. Feel more energy in your back. Exhale, high plank, extra push up if you want, then back to downward facing dog. Good, this time inhale all the way into high push up. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Elbows are gonna bend. Exhale, back down dog. Inhale, high push-up. Keep the spine neutral here. Exhale, press back to down dog. Please take one more breath. Strong, long exhale. Once you're empty, jump forward or walk forward. And right away, once your feet land, inhale to extend. So the breath moves your torso, not pulling with your neck, but your breath. Exhale, the neck elongates down. The head is heavy here. Shin bones move forward, arms reach out. We're empty here still, right? When you're ready to lift up, then you all the way up, take an inhale into your back bend. And exhale, hands back to heart. One more time, arms rising, move into your back bend as deeply as you'd like. Exhale, swan dive. Remember that we're not gonna let the butt move back behind the heels. Keep your weight forward. So it does feel like your quads are lifting the kneecaps up, moving the thigh bones back, but your shin bones continue to move forward. Inhale, without using your neck, right? Your head will follow your torso forward. Plant your palms, jump back, take your exhale here, high plank. Inhale into the back of your body. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Please, please make sure your elbows are unlocked. Hold the elbows back. Exhale, plank, extra push-up, downward facing dog. Now on this one, we're going to bend the left knee first. Bring the left thigh all the way in to touch your left wrist. Rooting down through right heel, very strongly, very actively. Pull the left knee towards your left armpit and feel the stretch on your lower back increase. Now switch sides. So your left heel is rooting down, your right knee comes in, bring your right thigh and right ribs together, pull right knee toward right armpit. So it's a definite shift and a change in the way you're feeling this stretch. Again, right heel down, left knee bends, pull left knee toward left armpit, keep ribs and thigh touching, and switch sides. Root down through left heel, make sure your left quadriceps are strongly engaged. Again, right knee shifts toward, I'm exaggerating now, but it's almost like you're pulling your right hip forward with your right knee. And it won't be that far, but feel the difference. And last time, left knee to left rib. I think I did one too many there, but go ahead and do at least 3 of those. And then as you take your next breath, root down through both heels, take another full inhale. Long, strong exhale. Jump or walk your feet forward. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crown to ground. Bend the knees, weight into your heels, Utkatasana. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, extend your spine. Hold your in-breath, plant your palms, jump back. Now go right into Chaturanga on your exhale. Inhale, up dog, broaden across the shoulders, elbows bent. Exhale, down dog, take your extra push-up if you'd like. Inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, right leg will rise. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift the right leg up. And exhale, bring it in. Push back through your left heel and take one final in-breath. Feel your right side working. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Press your left heel flat, line it up with your right heel. Windmill your arms. Inhale, come up to a warrior 2 here. And of course, we're facing now the left side of the room. Your chest is open. The sticky mat is not sticky. So taking an inhale, the crown will drop. In fact, your entire rib cage is lifting, right? But the pelvis doesn't lift with the ribs. The pelvis continues to descend. Take an in-breath in warrior 2. Good. Exhale, we're going to transfer onto this right foot. Bend into your right knee a little bit more. Bring your right hand down and left leg up for Arda Chandrasana. Make sure you're not locking out your right knee. Your right shin moves forward. Your right thigh bone moves back. That will stabilize your knee. One more inhale here. Good. Bend the left knee now. Reach around and take a hold of the top of your left foot with your left hand. Kick your left foot into your left hand and rotate the chest open toward the left side of the room. Again, there's a difference between locking your right knee and stabilizing your right knee. Please make sure you feel the difference. Good. One's going to actually feel like your leg is working a lot harder. Okay, one will feel more stable, but that's probably when we're just locking out our knee. Now take one final inhale here. Exhale, keep that left knee bent. Bring your left hand to the ground and your forehead toward your right shin. And then with the left knee still bent, try to point your left kneecap toward the sky. Flex your left foot and bring your left heel towards your left hip bone. If that causes you to Charlie horse in your left hamstring, kick your foot isometrically away instead. Take a final exhale, bring your ribs in closer to your right thigh. And then extend the left leg straight, step it all the way back to the back of your mat. Both hands to the floor. Right leg will step back to meet the left leg. Inhale, high push-up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Elbows bend, heart pops forward. Exhale, down dog. Do the extra push-up if you want to. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Elbows are bending. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lift again. And exhale, touch the two together. Hold empty here. Hold the pose, but take another in-breath. Exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Right heel lines up with left heel, left thigh bone already parallel with the floor. Windmill your arms and come up to warrior two. Holding in warrior two. Let the sit bones, both of them, descend evenly and equally down. So we're not leaning forward or back. As the sit bones descend, the whole pelvis moves downward. Inhale and grow your spine right up out of that pelvic bowl. Inhaling here. Transfer onto this left foot now. Bring your left hand to the ground. And move into Arda Chandrasana. Activate your limbs, all four, right? So we're not just letting the arms and the legs hang from the joints. Extend, pull apart, and radiate. Good. Bend your left knee a lot. Reach around with your right knee. So bend your right knee as well. Reach around and take a hold of the top of your right foot. Now, as you straighten out that left knee, your standing leg, move shin bone forward. Move thigh bone back. Lift kneecap up. Feel how that makes your legs shake more. It's because your muscles are working now instead of relying on the joint. Then kick your right foot back into your right hand. Bend your right elbow. Feel the stretch on your right quads. This is a back bend. Expand the front of your body as you inhale. Engage the back of your body on the exhale. Arda Chandrasana. Please take one final in-breath here. Keep your right knee bent. Right hand comes to the floor. We're going to square the hips off. And then bring the right kneecap toward the sky as you bring your ribs towards your left thigh. Flex your right foot. Slowly, so that we don't Charlie horse, right? Bring that right heel closer to right sit bone. Please, please make sure your neck is soft, that we're not leading our bodies around with our neck and our heads. We are simply letting the head follow along for the ride. Extend your right leg straight. Bend your left knee, step your right foot all the way back to the back of the mat. Left leg steps back as well. We'll move through our vinyasa here. Strong exhale to support into Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Strong inhale as we move back into our pike position. This time on the exhale though, bend your knees, bring your hips down as your knees flare out to either side, almost into a low squat. Inhale, move into a pike. Exhale, almost into low squat, but the heels stay up off the floor. Inhale, pike position. Exhale into basically a runner's crouch here. Good, and then inhale into our regular down dog. Pressing the heels down on the exhalation. Take one more full breath. One more strong, long exhale. Jump forward or walk forward. Inhale right away as you land. And exhale, crown to the earth. Soften the jaw, unclench your teeth and your forehead. Bend your knees, weight into your heels, rising for Utkatasana. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, undulation forward. Plant your palms, jump back or walk back. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, in. Inhale, extend, pull your body weight back and up. Exhale, engage. Step your right foot through, press your back heel flat, root down, right thigh bone already parallel, reach back to rise up, warrior one. Good, as you exhale, we're gonna bring the ribs down to the right thigh, bring your hands down to the ground, and move into standing splits. You can bring your right hand back behind your right Achilles tendon here. With your forearm pushing into your calf, that will also remind your shin bones to move forward. Soften your neck, please. Soften through the jaw and the teeth and the root of your tongue, your eyes, your forehead, all that stuff. Left leg kicks up, but again, we're also extending the left leg long, making sure that the back of your left leg is working. Bend your left knee again. This time, bring your left hand directly under your shoulder as you extend the torso away from right thigh. Reach around with your right hand and take a hold of the inner edge of your left foot with your right hand. Chest is opening. So instead of rounding the back, we're extending. And this time we're holding on to the foot rather than just bringing the left heel in toward left sit bone. Make sure you're not sitting out into your right hip, right? You're not sinking down into that right hip. Instead, right inner thigh works to keep you hugging. Both inner thighs really are working here to hug you back to midline. See if maybe your left knee can come up a little higher. One final inhale. Exhale, right hand down. Left leg steps back. And we move through our vinyasa. Into Chaturanga and up dog. Extra push-up if you want. Back to down dog. Left leg will rise on your next in-breath. And exhale, bring it in. Now again, we do this all the time. Super easy to go back into our heads. But we're taking a little vacation, right, from our heads to really, really feel into our body. So please notice if you've stopped feeling. You can notice the difference between thinking about feeling or thinking about how you feel about being in this pose versus just feeling the pose, right? Come up to warrior one. And breathe. Feel, breathe, listen, watch, experience. What is happening while it's happening? So we get to practice being out of that part of ourselves that is evaluating and appraising. And simply just be and feel. Good, now bring your hands down alongside your left foot. Transfer onto left foot. Standing splits, your right leg will rise. Left hand behind left Achilles tendon if you want to. Forearm behind calf, shin bone coaxed forward. Meanwhile, the right leg is extending first, reaching, making it longer first. Then imagining that you have a shelf, and I know I say this a lot, but it makes all the difference in the world for our backs. You're not trying to kick the leg any higher, you're pushing down isometrically. Forehead moves to left shin if at all possible. Good, now bend into the right knee. Extend your torso away from your left thigh, bringing your right hand underneath your right shoulder. When you're ready, reach around with your left hand. You're taking a hold of the inner edge of your right foot, unless that bothers your knee, which I didn't mention on the other side. If it does, let go Reach back. It's actually harder to do it when you're not holding onto your foot. Reach back. Kick back isometrically as though your hand is holding your foot. Use your hamstrings to lift the right knee up in line with your right hip to the best of your ability. Your chest stays open. One final inhale, reach the ribs further forward. Keep the right knee rising. Exhale, left hand down. Step the right leg back. And then step your left leg back, move through your chaturanga, your up dog, extra chaturanga, and downward facing dog. Or of course, any variation, or skip it all together at any time. Good, now for this down dog, we're going to take an inhale, come way up onto the heels. Exhale into a runner's crouch with the hips moving toward the heels. Inhale, lift the sit bones to the sky, keep the heels rising. Exhale, sit the hips down almost like we're in a child's pose. One more time, inhale, heels up, hips up. And exhale, active child's pose or runner's crouch. Sit bones even more toward the ground. Feel the lower back release tension there. Come back into our regular down dog. One more full breath in. Strong exhale. Jump forward or walk forward. Inhale as you land. Exhale, crown to ground. Bend the knees, weight into the heels, rise up, Utkatasana for the third time. Exhale, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, extend, plant the palms. Exhale, lower slowly. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg will rise, take your in-breath. Exhale, right knee to left elbow now. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in and underneath you. Hug the elbows to midline. One more time. Again, we do this every week. Notice how we put ourselves on autopilot because we think we know everything, right? Just what our minds do. Step your foot through your hands, slide your left heel back. Keeping your ribs on your right thigh. Push back through your left heel and reach your arms toward the wall behind you. Balancing. Take your inhale. Exhale, left hand down, left heel down, straighten out right leg. Move into twisting triangle pose. Parvrita Trikonasana. Take an inhale in twisting triangle. Exhale, tuck left ribs under right ribs even more. Make sure that as your left heel stays up today, unless that bothers either one of your knees, and then you can firmly put it onto the ground either way. But otherwise, make sure as that heel stays up, that we're not twisting with our knees, right? Twist with your inner thighs. Keep rooting through the inner edge of your right foot. Good, twisting triangle. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, right hand will come down. We're going to, again, keep the right, all 10 toes really pointed forward. Drape your body over your straight leg now, keeping your right knee soft. Hug right inner thigh to midline. Slowly use your left inner thigh to dial your left hip bone down toward the ground a little bit more. Final exhale here in Parsvottanasana. And then with both hands on the floor, step your right leg back to meet your left leg. Take your in-breath. Strong exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, left knee to right elbow, hugging elbows toward midline. So you get your pecs working there. Left leg rises again. Are you in your body? Are you using the muscles that support a strong exhale to initiate the movement and support the pose? Step your left foot through. Push back through your right heel. Lay your ribs onto your left thigh and reach your arms back. Crown draws forward. Good, one final inhale here. Exhale, right hand down, straighten out left leg, hug both inner thighs in. That's gonna begin the twist, right? Don't let your knees buckle out to twist, okay? Keep rooting down to inner edge of left foot. You'll notice when you first move to the left that your back is rounded. I'm gonna exaggerate that a bit for a moment. Doesn't mean we have to stay there. It doesn't mean that you'll hurt yourself if you do stay there. But our intention is, once we're in that first turn, that we take an inhale to extend the spine long. Exhale, engage inner thighs, dial left sit bone back and down to the ground. Right hip bone down and in. Inhale, extend crown forward again. Exhale, hug into midline to encourage more mobilization. As we talked about at the very beginning of the practice, think about your outer body not being so in need of doing everything. Let your inner body do the work. Drape your outer musculature around the support of the inner strength. Good, and then bring your left hand down. Keep your right heel off the floor if you can. Round your back and bring your forehead to your left shin. Keep drawing into midline so that we're not rolling into the outer hip or the outer ankle of that left leg. Again, instead of letting the give come from your joints, let the give come from your ability to relax your larger muscle groups and your more extrinsic muscle groups. See if you can find the difference between kind of releasing into your joints versus making the outer body pliable, using your inner strength to move that around. Final exhale here. Inhale, extend, plant your palms, step the left foot back. Chaturanga, up dog and down dog, or any variation. And of course, you can skip that if you'd like. Wonderful work, everybody. Now we'll just hold, finally hold a down dog. Notice a tendency to pull or push or clench up or tense up in the outer body because of some picture we have in our head of what down dog should look like or feel like. Instead, I'd like you to feel your way into this pose tonight. Final exhale here, dive deeper. Jump your feet forward or walk. Inhale as you land. Exhale, crown to ground. Knees will bend, sweep the arms overhead, take that in breath. Heels are down, toes are lifting. Exhale, twist to your right, left hand down in between the feet, right arm up, or any other variation with your arms. Then bend your right elbow if you'd like to take this variation. Reach around and grab your left inner thigh with your right hand. Open more to the right, wrapping the right shoulder blade around your spine so that the front of the right shoulder feels the twist, feels the stretch. Release both hands down. Bring your feet out a little bit wider than your hips and grab your big toes with the first two fingers of each hand. Now notice how easy it is to lean back into the heels. So let's bring the weight forward, shin bones forward, fold in. This will feel a little precarious as we don't want to sit back in the backs of our knees. Again, when your muscles start to twitch more, you know you're moving in the right direction because they are working in a way they don't normally. Sit bones are going to continue to draw down. Okay? It doesn't mean we're tucking the pelvis. That's not it. But we are also not tilting the sit bones toward the sky, which can overstretch the hamstrings, which is not a fun thing, right? Eventually the hamstrings will most likely pull, and we do not want to try to get through that injury. That's not a fun one. Go ahead and release your big toes, bend your knees again, sweep the arms overhead, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, twist, stay seated, bring your right hand down in between your feet and reach open to the left. Bend the left elbow, reach around and grab your right inner thigh with your left hand. Stack the shoulders and draw that left shoulder blade toward the spine. Sit down and back a little bit more. Again, we're not trying to pull the sit bones toward the back wall. The pelvis pulls back, right? So think of the top of the pelvis pulling away from the ribs. The sit bones just point down. So we take that overdue out of the posture. One final inhale in the twist. Exhale, both hands to the earth. Shake out the tension in your neck, head, and shoulders if there is any. And this time, slide your hands underneath your feet. So you're standing onto the palms of your hands with your soles. Now, again, super easy this time to be back in our heels, right? Because our hands are making it happen. Instead of staying there, though, push down with the pads of your toes into the heels of your hands. And then, excuse me, move forward more. So that even here, we're pouring our spine out of the pelvis, tilting the top of the back of the pelvis down so that we feel this draping of the torso over the spine rather than a pulling or yanking of the ligaments of the spine. Again, you can feel the difference. Bend the elbows, bring the ribs in closer to thighs. Relax your face, your neck, your head, your jaw, your eyes, your teeth, your forehead. Take one more exhale. And release your hands down. Inhale, find that neutral spine. Plant your palms, jump back or walk back. Exhale, lower to Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take your next in-breath and reach your right leg up. And this time, bring your left knee down to the floor. Inhale, reach your left arm forward as well. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Push down with your right hand. And then reach again. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Hold there long enough to feel your core stabilizers kicking in. Just one more, reaching in two directions. And bring it in. Inhale, extend. Good. Exhale, left hand down. Keep your right leg up, open to the right. Inhale, lengthening out the right side, arch away from the floor with the left side. Exhale, right knee and right elbow come together without sinking down, right? So we're going to keep this strength happening on the left side. And reach, arch even more. Awesome job. Right elbow to right knee without sinking into joints. One more time. Reach and open here. And elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Keep the integrity. Sweep your right leg all the way back behind you, arch away. And now we're going to swivel the left toes back so that your left shin is parallel with the front of your mat. Okay, push down through the pads of your left toes. Begin to arch your back even more. And with whatever mobility you have, don't force this, but let your outer body soften and see if you can get your chest plate to face the sky a bit more before we move to the opposite side. Take your right arm all the way through that shoulder and bring your right hand back down to the floor and right knee to the mat here. Take your left arm up and open to the left now. Inhale. Exhale, reach left arm underneath and through to the right. Touching the outside of the left shoulder to the floor before we move into this again. Open up, Right ribs under left, right shoulder under left. Exhale, reach even further to the right. Use your core strength. Last time before we hold, thread the needle. Open more. Exhale, reach further. Come onto the left ear, the outside of the left shoulder. Take your right fingertips and claw the floor, or really push the floor away with your fingertips so that your chest plate opens more to the right. Pull the pelvis back and up here. And as the pelvis pulls back and up, allow the spine to ring out even more. So I take a final exhale in, thread the needle. And bring your right leg out to the right. Standing onto the pads of your right toes, bring your right arm up. Open your chest now towards the sky, just like we did a second ago. Chest open towards the sky, bend your right elbow, reach around, and grab your left inner thigh with your right hand. At this point, you can roll onto the back of your head. Just make sure your pelvis isn't weighing down into the neck. So I like to, at this point, if I am going to open this much, root down with the sole of the right foot or even the pads of the right toes, but just make sure you're pushing into the ground. Your leg acts as an anchor, and it allows you to keep pulling that pelvis back as you open that much more. Final exhale here, ring out one more time. Unravel your right arm, bring it back to the ground. Right knee underneath your right hip. Slowly make your, this is a pretty intense twist, so bring it out slowly. Inhale to an extension. Exhale, round your back. Two more. Inhale, extend. Please move slowly and with awareness. Exhale and round. Last time. Inhale, extend. And exhale, round. Stand up onto the pads of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Take an inhale to bring the left leg up. As you exhale, bring your right knee to the ground. Inhale, right arm comes up, pull yourself apart. Exhale, instead of overarching the back, find that inner strength. Think of more length rather than more height. Inhale, extend further. Exhale, elbow to knee, knee to elbow, round the back, hold there long enough to feel the feeling of being thrown off balance so that our core stabilizers get the opportunity to work for us here. Extend back out. Exhale, bring it in. Touch the two together if at all possible. Reach and extend. And bring it in. Reach and extend one more time. Right hand down. Lift your left arm up. Open to the left. Keep the left leg lifting and lengthening as you arch away from the floor with your right side. Open up more so that already your left armpit is facing the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Don't compromise this right side. Reach and arch more with the right side. Knee to elbow, elbow to knee, exhale. And reach. One more. Great job. Reach and arch away. Keep your body wide open here. And sweep that left leg back behind you. Swivel your right toes so that the right shin is parallel with the front of your mat. Bend your right elbow. Rotate from this lower back, not from your shoulder girdle. Rotate the lower back around so that what happens is you feel a stretch on the front of your right shoulder and go into as much of a back bend here as you can. One final breath. Left arm moves through the shoulder, left hand and left knee to the floor. Inhale, open to the right now. Right ribs opening, left ribs also opening. Pelvis isn't swinging to the right, right? So the entire pelvis is pulling back. Exhale, right arm underneath you to the left. Inhale, back up. Tuck left ribs under right, open the entire chest. Exhale, reach right arm even more to the left. Come onto the outside of your right shoulder. Do one more and then we'll hold. Please know that every time you do this, you can go further with it. So staying in your body, feeling for that. And then finally moving into thread the needle. Now we know we're going to do a little more after a few breaths, but for right now, make sure this pelvis doesn't sink down. Make sure you don't feel compressed and short and not dynamic, right? We want to feel incredibly dynamic even in this posture. You're pushing the pads of your fingers into the ground to help open the chest and also to help tuck your right ribs under your left a bit more. Rely on the strength of your exhale to get the inner body engaged, but do make sure that your outer body is relaxed so that we're not pushing and pulling at the same time, not fighting against ourselves. Now step the left foot out to the left, either root down with the pads of your toes or root down to the whole foot. Lift the left arm up and immediately open the whole body up, right? Bend the left elbow, reach around and grab your right arm bends. No, left arm bends, I was right. And then grab your right inner thigh and twist open. Notice how easy it is, right? I do it all the time still, to let your hips just weigh heavy and sink down. But that's going to aggravate. So we want to find dynamic openness here. Root down through left foot. Let the strength of your left leg pull the pelvis back. Then wring out the space between your pelvis and your ribs so that eventually you can turn your chin to face the ceiling and you're more on the back of your head than on the right ear. One final exhale here. Good. Take your left hand back down to where we started. Slide the left knee in. Please move slowly, especially for your neck. It's a pretty big mobilization exercise for your neck as well as every other part of the spine. Once you're back onto your hands and your knees, soften your elbows and do 3 cat-cows or any variation of cat-cows that you'd like to take. Move with that fullness, move with awareness. Stay physical, stay in your body. Once you've done 3 or 4 rounds of cat-cow, cross your shins behind you, sit back behind your heels, and then move your heels out from underneath you and forward. Slide into the middle of your mat here. Uncross your legs. And taking a deep in-breath, just lift the chest. Exhale, lean back, but roll all the way down now. So slowly, you can let go of your legs at any time. Just roll that spine down as slowly as possible. Once your head touches, take your inhale, place the soles of your feet firmly to the floor. Strong exhalation to let the back of your body melt into the pull of gravity. Take your next in breath here, and as you exhale, keep your left foot on the floor, but bring your right knee in. Draw your right knee towards your right armpit. Deep inhale into the front of your right rib cage. Expand the right ribs up toward right thigh. Exhale, push down with your left foot as you draw the right knee more toward the crease of your right elbow. So the right kneecap starts to point almost to the right, but definitely toward the top of the right side of your mat even more. Keep rooting down with your left foot. Take an inhale now. Expand your right ribs to the right inner thigh. Exhale, push down through left foot. Get your left glutes back on the floor if they've come up. And finish your exhalation by bringing the right thigh closer to the right side body. Finally, take an inhale into the back of your right ribs. Expand your right ribs into the ground. Push into the solid floor. Exhale to draw the knee towards your chest and bring the knee in as close to the chest now as possible, allowing the back of the right hip to come off the floor. Good. Extend your right leg straight and over your right hip. And then with a lot of strength in your core and your right leg, slowly extend the right leg straight forward, and eventually, of course, the right heel will touch the floor. Deep in breath here. Exhale, roll over to your right onto your right hip bone. Your left knee is still bent. We're going to point the left kneecap toward the right side of the room, crossing the leg over the right one. Take your right hand to the outside of the left side and reach left arm to the left side of the room. Now, for sure, I don't know anyone who in this particular pose can bring their left shoulder blade to the ground on the first in-breath. So we're not trying to get there quickly. Again, it's more about learning how to soften the outer musculature instead of fighting the twist. But we're here just so I want to make sure that you feel how this feels to your sacroiliac joint. Because for some of us, it's maybe too much, right? If it is the case, please bend your lower knee until we take the pinchiness out of this area around the sacrum, all right? Then, in whatever pose you're in, start working your chest toward the sky again, and your left arm more to the left. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder, and let this be yet another dynamic twist. This left hip cannot hitch up toward the left ribs, though, or we're going to get that pinched sacroiliac joint. So we do want to keep left sit bone moving toward left knee here. Use your core strength, not your arm jamming your leg into place. That's the difference. Right? One more strong exhale here. Good. Now slowly, let's go ahead and see if we can turn our head a little bit more to the left. Slowly bring your gaze back to neutral. Let your right hand come off of your left thigh and easily roll onto your back. Slowly but easily. Left foot to the floor. Both glutes to the mat, and then slide your right foot in. Take a moment here to extend your spine. We're going to stabilize the sacroiliac again. So on the extension, remember we're not overarching the back here. I'm going to move the shirt out of the way because I want you to make sure that you're not arching a lot. When we talk about neutral spine, we're talking about lumbar and maybe a little bit of the lower thoracic staying off the floor, but not the entire thoracic spine, okay? So sacrum is down, sit bones are tracking lightly toward the knees, not a full tuck under, but just tracking lightly. Core is activated and toned. Lumbar spine off the floor, but the back of your ribs on the floor. Good. Now on your next exhale, we are going to scoop the sacrum up and press the small of the back down. The rest of your back just stays on the floor. Okay, let's do that 2 more times. So I want this to feel good to you. On both directions, I want it to feel mobilizing, and I want you to feel like you're finding muscles that don't normally work. Okay, so next inhale, without lifting the shoulders, without caving the shoulders in, we're gonna slowly let the sacrum descend. Let the lumbar spine, maybe a bit of the lower thoracic spine, come off the ground, but the rest of your back body stays on the floor. Huge in breath there. Exhale, scoop the sacrum off the ground, press the small of your back into the earth, sit bones pull strongly now toward the knees, not just that little bit of tilt. Let's do that one more time. Sacrum descends into the earth slowly. Sit bones are still tracking upward just slightly so that we feel that toned lower belly. And exhale, scoop the pelvis up. Press the backs of the shoulders into the ground, shoulder blades into the ground, back ribs into the floor, and your lumbar spine as your sacrum rises. And then I want you to push down through left foot and swivel your left hip more to the left on purpose. Push down through right foot, swivel right hip more to the right on purpose. Feel how this is all done from your inner strength. Swivel to the left, push down through left foot, swivel to the right, push down through right foot. One more time, hips to the left. Yes, and hips to the right. Good, bring it back to neutral, place the sacrum down, keep your right foot to the floor, extend the left leg up. Good, taking an inhale here. And with a strong exhale, bring that left knee in. We're going to bend the left knee and bring it in toward left armpit. Inhale, left ribs float up to left thigh. Exhale, left knee toward left elbow. Inhale, left side body expands into the left inner thigh. Exhale, keep right foot rooting down. Hug left ribs back to midline. Inhale, get your right glutes back onto the floor. Inhale into the back of your left ribs. Push the left ribs into the earth. Exhale, bring the left thigh into your chest now to further stretch out your lower back. Good. Release the left leg up toward the sky and take a long inhale. Exhale, lengthen your legs forward, knowing that eventually the heel is moving closer and closer to the ground, but we're doing this with that integrity of a long and strong inner body. Once the left heel touches, roll over towards your left hip. Bring your right knee across the body more to the left. Reach your right arm to the right, knowing that most likely your right shoulder blade is not going to touch the floor, and that's totally fine. Left hand will come to the right outer thigh to keep the right inner knee close to the floor or touching. Again, please check in with your sacroiliac joints. If you need to, you can bend the lower leg slightly. This will allow you to free up the spine. At that point, though, make sure that we're not hitching the right hip up. Create space there, draw right sit bone toward right knee, turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Now work on getting the right shoulder blade to the floor. Good. Again, this is a fairly intense twist. It happens on the exhale, and you want to feel like there's integrity and congruency, right? We're not telling the body to twist while we're holding back. We're not clenching up around the twist. We're acting as much like saltwater taffy as possible today. We're warm and we're softer, right? Take one final exhale here. Bringing out one last time. Let's again try to bring your right ear a little closer to the ground and right inner knee closer to the floor at the same time. Now bring your gaze back to neutral, roll onto your back slowly. Extend your right leg up to the sky. Bring your left leg in and bring the left leg up to the sky as well. And then just circle through your ankles for a moment. It's funny, every week I think, I don't know how I'm going to do an hour's worth. I just don't know how I'm going to come up with enough stuff. And then I'm always running out of time. So once you've circled, go ahead and reverse the circle. And then eventually just shake out your feet, shake out your legs. Place both feet flat to the mat, right to the outer edges of the mat, and bring your knees to touch. Now again, we're just going to lift. I just want to end with this little sacroiliac stabilizer. Lift your glutes up, take your thumbs to the right above the hip bones, take the fingers to the back of the pelvis, pull the back of the pelvis away from back ribs, do a really strong tuck there. Squeeze those inner thighs together, bring the inner knees together, and then place your sacrum down to the floor. I'm going to invite you to rest here for about 5 breaths before you take Shavasana. Now it's going to be really interesting because we're not used to so much of our back body resting on the ground. So if we're not watching, if we're not present, the shoulder blades will come up, the backs of the shoulders will come up, the shoulders will hunch up around the ears a bit, the chest will cave in a bit, the back will overarch and pinch. So just make sure none of that is happening. Inner thighs are hugging into midline, sit bones are tracking toward the knees. 2 more breaths. Back of pelvis tractioning away from back ribs. Now try to keep as much of your back on the floor as you can as you extend your right heel out to the right. Your right leg is getting straight. Then slide the left heel out to the left leg gets straight. Make sure that both of your hips are on the same plane, same line here. One isn't higher than the other. Just so we can have that sacroiliac, again, just neutral. Move your hips side to side again and kind of just make sure that your sacrum is really descending into the ground, and then bring your arms alongside your torso. Shavasana, relaxing your face, relaxing your eyes. Watch, listen, feel, and experience relaxation. I am out of time. I'm going to invite you and hope that you can rest here for a few more minutes. After the work that we just did tonight, this mobilization work, it is really nice to just let all of the previous poses take effect. Let your circulation continue to wander freely through your body. And simply rest for a few more moments. Thanks so much for joining me and actually letting me run out of time today. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and weekend. Namaste.